Hello everyone, welcome to Everyday Essential series of Shantha Lakshmi IAS Academy. So in this series, let us discuss the topics from 28th June 2025. First, we are going to discuss about the dhole, which is also known as the Asiatic wild dog. And second is about the International Civil Aviation Organization. And third, about the GLP-1 drugs. And fourth, about the SMC, that is the Sagarmala Finance Corporation Limited. And fifth, finally, the Hungary country mapping as part of the mapping. So starting with our first topic, that is dhole. So why we are discussing this? This dhole is also known as this Asiatic wild dog. Its scientific name is this Quon alpinus. See, in the local area of this Assam, this dhole was believed to be extinct. That means it was not visible from so many years. But as a surprising gesture, the Wildlife Institute of India has found that this dhole has believed to be confirmed a return to this Kaziranga Kharbi Anglo landscape of this Assam. So let us see what is this dhole and the Asiatic wild dog. See, this is a canid species, that is the carnivorous dog species. And this Asiatic wild dog is native to South Asia, East Asia, and the Southeast Asia also. But it became extinct in the parts of Central Asia and the Korean Peninsula and the Russian region. Its habitat includes tropical dry deciduous forest, tropical moist forest, and the temperate forest also. Coming to its protection status, it is listed as endangered in the IUCN threatened species and also as Appendix 2 category species in the CITES and protected under the Schedule 2 of the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. So this Asiatic wild dog is present in India, it is present in the Shivalik Himalayas, northeastern region, western and the eastern Ghats, and also in the eastern Deccan Plateau. So one more significant part of this Asiatic wild dog is that every year May 28th is celebrated as the World Dhole Day to raise awareness about the extinction or the threatening conditions of this dhole species or the Asiatic wild dog. To protect and conserve this Asiatic wild dog, we celebrate every year May 28 as the World Dhole Day. And coming to the characteristics of this dhole, it produces the whistles which resembles the calls of the red foxes. Sometimes while hunting the animals, it also produces a sound called ka ka ka. And these are highly social animals and they live in clans. That means they live in the groups belong to their clans only, the descendants only, rather than the packs. So this is all about the Asiatic wild dog or the dhole. Now moving to our second topic, that is the International Civil Aviation Organization. So why we are discussing this? We know that the Air India plane crash of Ahmedabad, right? So regarding that, we already discussed in our Everyday Essential series about this AAIB, that is Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau, which is the investigation agency of this accident. So regarding this investigation of what caused this accident, the United Nations Special Agency, that is the International Civil Aviation Organization, has requested this AAIB to be a part of the observer expert in this investigation. So as part of the request of this International Civil Aviation Organization, India's aviation authorities, that is the Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau, have accorded the observer status to an expert from the International Civil Aviation Organization to investigate the matter of this June 12th plane crash in Ahmedabad. So this International Civil Aviation Organization was founded through the Chicago Convention of 1944. It is a specialized agency of the United Nations, headquartered in Montreal, Canada. And this is the global forum of states for which looks for the international civil aviation standards. It set the standards for about 193 of its member states regarding the international civil aviation. It sets the policies and standards, also assesses the compliance audits, and also analyzes the studies and the documents of these reports, and also provides assistance to member states to build the aviation capacity. And in the year 1994, marking the 58th anniversary of this International Civil Aviation Organization, 7th December, this organization, International Civil Aviation Organization, considered the 7th December as the International Civil Aviation Day. And regarding this, in the year 1996, the United Nations General Assembly approved this resolution, and since then celebrating the 7th December as the International Civil Aviation Day worldwide. So moving to our third topic, that is the GLP-1 drugs. So why we are discussing this? See, Danish pharmaceutical giant known as the Novo Nordisk recently released a weight loss injectable drug that is known as the semaglutide. And this was released months after its competitor. This Novo Nordisk competitor is the Eli Lilly. And its competitor also released the drug that is terzepatide of the Indian markets. So let's see what are these GLP-1 drugs. So this GLP-1 which stands for the glucagon-like peptide 1. So these are the receptor agonists. See both these semaglutide and the tirzepatide. Semaglutide was designed by the Danish pharmaceutical giant Novo Nordisk, and this tirzepatide was released by its competitor Eli Lilly. So both these are the GLP-1 drugs only. These are prescribed for the management of this type 2 diabetes and the obesity. See, these two drugs are also known as the incretin mimicker. What is this incretin means? This incretin is a naturally occurring gut hormone. Naturally occurring gut hormone produced in the small intestine. So these two drugs also produce this gut hormone called incretin, which is a naturally occurring gut hormone produced in the small intestine. That's why these are known as the incretin mimicker drugs also. So how these drugs works and what is the significance? These drugs improve the secretion of insulin, which allows more of the glucose in the bloodstream to enter the cells, where it can be used for the cell energy. And the second one is these drugs inhibits the secretion of hormone called glucagon, which this glucagon stimulates the liver. This glucagon stimulates the liver to release the stored glucose into the bloodstream. So this also inhibits the secretion of this glucagon. And also these two drugs slows down the emptying of the stomach so that the glucose levels in the bloodstream doesn't spike. And finally, it reduces the appetite by signaling to the brain that one is satiated. And this semaglutide drug is proved to be effective for weight loss, helping people lose about 15 to 20% of their body weight. Also, these are used in treating the cardiovascular diseases, kidney diseases, non-alcoholic fatty liver acids, and also the obstructive sleep apnea also. So this drug has multiple benefits. And along with this, these are improved. These drugs are effective in reducing the cravings in people so that they will eat mindfully and reduce their obesity and the type 2 diabetes disease. And who should not take this GLP-1 drugs? These drugs can cause gastrointestinal side effects. So, those people who are prone to nausea and vomiting or other gastric issue should avoid these drugs. And also, they should not be prescribed to those with family history having with this thyroid cancers. Who are having this thyroid cancers, those people also should avoid this semaglutide and this tertiary, that is the GLP-1 drugs. And these drugs for children, some countries they are approved for children, which is reducing nutritional intake in growing age as other negative consequences. For in some countries these are approved for children, but the side effects is that they're reducing nutritional intake. And those who are having during pregnancy, those should also avoid this GLP-1 drugs. Now moving to our fourth topic, that is Sagarmalla Finance Corporation Limited. So why we are discussing this? The Union Minister of Ports has recently inaugurated this Sagarmalla Finance Corporation Limited SMFCL, which is India's first NBFC, that is the non-banking finance company in the maritime sector. So your homework, know about what are these NBFCs. What are the functions of this NBFCs, who registers this, and what is the capital for having this NBFCs, and etc. All other points. Now, the Sagarmala Finance Corporation Limited is India's first NBFC in the maritime sector. It is a Mini Ratna Category 1 Central Public Sector Enterprise. It is registered as an NBFC with the Reserve Bank of India. So what it does, this NBFC offers the tailored financial products to a diverse range of stakeholders for these maritime sectors, including the shipping industry and other shipping contractors. It also provides strategic sectors, support to the strategic sectors like shipbuilding, renewable energy, cruise tourism, and also the maritime education also. Now, moving to a final topic, that is the Hungary. So why we are discussing this? The Hungarian Prime Minister said that there would be legal consequences if anyone is going to organize or attending this Budapest Pride March. So what is this Budapest Pride March? So this Budapest Pride March is an event of this LGBTQ plus community, which is planned for the next weekend. But the Hungary government has not given permission to hold this Budapest Pride March. So the Prime Minister has said that if anyone is going to organize or even attending also, those people will face the severe legal consequences. As there was also a law was passed by the Hungarian Parliament restricting these events by the LGBTQ plus community. So this Hungary is a landlocked country in the Central Europe with the capital Budapest, and it is bordered by the Romania, Ukraine, Slovakia, Austria, Slovenia, Croatia and the Serbia. And this capital Budapest is on this river Danube, and this Danube is the drainage basin for the entire Hungary country. And also in this Hungary only, Lake Balaton, which is the largest freshwater lake. Largest freshwater lake of Central Europe is also present in this Hungary only. And this Hungary is the high income country. And it is the founding member of the EU, NATO, United Nations, World Bank, WHO, World Trade Organization, and the Asian Infrastructure and the Investment Bank also. So that's all for today. Thank you.